Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, gonna go over all the games from the 17th of April 2021. There's a mixture of early and late games. I figured I'd just do them all at once because I've been busy most of the day, so I had to write them out here in the evening, so they're gonna be combined into one video. Alright, like I always start, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that button. Alright, let's get started. First game, New York Rangers versus the New Jersey Devils. And the Rangers win this one 6-3. Alright. Rangers started the scoring at 7:26 of the first. They actually had a big first period. Pavel Buchnevich got his 17th from Zibanejad and Panarin. Then at 10:27 of the first, Strome's 13th on the power play from Zibanejad and Panarin. 11:48 of the first, Buchnevich gets his second of the game, 18th of the year, on the power play from Blackwell and Miller. The sad part is I forgot Keandre Miller was on that team. I saw Miller, I'm like, JT Miller's not on that team anymore. Who the heck has the Miller last name? I had to look up, I was like, oh, how do I keep forgetting Keandre Miller's on that team? But yes, Keandre Miller with the assist. 32 seconds into the second period, Panarin makes it 4-0, his 16th of the year from Strome and Lindgren. Then New Jersey gets one back. Michael McLeod's 7th at 12:37 of the second from Nathan Bastian and PK Subban. Then at 5:34 of the third, Subban's 5th from Jack Hughes and Yegor Sharangovich. At 6:38 of the third, Sharangovich got his 10th from Hughes, at that point making it 4-3. At that point it was like, oh god, are the Rangers going to blow this game? Well, they ended up getting a couple of empty netters. Buchnevich got his 19th for the hat trick. We have a hat trick. Buchnevich got his 3rd from Zibanejad and Panarin. Panarin and Zibanejad had good games in the assist department. Panarin also had a goal, but they both had good games. At 19:38, Chris Kreider's 18th from Strome and Lindgren. Actually, I believe Buchnevich now is their team leader in goals. Passing Kreider, amazingly, in this game. Well, 3 goals can do that. But that gives you your final score of 6-3. Rangers with the much needed 2 points to keep in the race for that last spot in the playoffs. Alright, New Jersey outshot the Rangers 33-30. Beat them in the faceoff dot as well, 60-40. New Jersey was 0-for-3 on the power play. The Rangers 2-for-3. 10 penalty minutes each. Hits were 26-19 in favor of New Jersey. Blocks 17-13 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 12-7. Rangers with 12. Aaron Dell had 24 saves, 857 save percentage for the loss for the Devils. And Shesterkin 30 saves, 909 save percentage for the win for the Rangers. Alright, on to Washington versus Philly. And Philly is back to allowing a lot of goals in their games again. One good game and you think it's going to go back? Nope, it does not. It goes back to how it was before. Sorry, Flyers fans. Like I said from the beginning, this is my second favorite team in this league. Very close second. So, it sucks to see them go this way, but it's just how it is. And it seems like the Flyers are every other year team anymore. Next year they'll be good. Then they'll be terrible again. Then they'll be good again. Then they'll be terrible again. So at least they have a pattern that they stick to. Alright, 3:38 into the first, Alex Ovechkin's 23rd on the power play from John Carlson and Evgeny Kuznetsov. At 19:59 of the first. Well, 1 second left in the period at least. You'd think they'd gain some momentum from that. Ivan Provorov 7th from Giroux and Farabee. And that momentum lasted all of 34 seconds, including the last 1 second of the first. 33 seconds into the second period, Dmitry Orlov gets his 7th from Carlson and Ovechkin. There goes any momentum at that point. No, actually they gain it back a little bit. 5:28 into the second, James Van Riemsdyk gets his 14th from Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Then it takes less than a minute to lose it again. At 6:15 of the second, Alex Ovechkin gets his 2nd of the game, 24th of the year, from Carlson and Kuznetsov. Then at 15:02, Kuznetsov will add his 8th from Tom Wilson and John Carlson. Carlson had a really good game if you haven't got that so far. 4 assists at this point. That'll be it for him, though. Alright, 7:02 in the third. Wade Allison gets his first career goal on the power play from Kevin Hayes and Claude Giroux. Congrats to Allison, by the way. 9:15 into the third, Connor Sheary's 12 from Justin Schultz and Lars Eller. Then at 18:48, Anthony Mantha would add an empty net goal, his 14th of the year, unassisted. I believe that gives him 4 in 3 games now with the Capitals. I want to say Mantha is enjoying not being on Detroit anymore. He seems like he has more pep in his step, too, from what I saw. Shots on goal, 41-25 in favor of Washington. Face-off, 61-39 in favor of Philly. They killed him in that category. Power play 2 for 5 for the Capitals, 1 for 4 for Philly. Penalty minutes 10-8, Philadelphia with 10. Hits 24-17 in favor of Philly. Blocks 15-12 in favor of Philly. And giveaways 9-5, Philadelphia with 9. Goalies were Samsonov for the Capitals, 22 saves, 880 save percentage for the win. And Lyon for Philadelphia had 35 saves, 875 save percentage for the loss. Alright, on to Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. And Pittsburgh wins this one 3-2 in regulation. Alright, 10:30 into the first, Jared McCann's 12 from Mike Matheson and Cody Ceci. Then at 5:57 of the second, Evan Rodriguez gets his 6th of the year from Teddy Bluger. Then at 6:41 of the second, Tage Thompson gets his 6th, unassisted for Buffalo. At 12:15 of the second, Brian Russ gets his 17th on the power play from Crosby and Gensel. And at 11:44 of the third, Casey Milstad gets his 8th of the year on the power play from Ristolainen and Reinhart, giving you your final score of 3-2, Pittsburgh winning. Alright, Pittsburgh outshot Buffalo 41-30. Buffalo beat them in the faceoff dot 53-47. Pittsburgh 1 for 2 on the power play. Buffalo 1 for 1. So 4 penalty minutes for Buffalo and 2 for Pittsburgh. Hits were 13-12 in favor of Pittsburgh. Blocks 14-12 in favor of Pittsburgh. And giveaways 6-4. Pittsburgh was 6. Jerry had 28 saves, 933 save percentage for the win. And Tokarski had 38 saves, 927 save percentage for the loss for Buffalo. On to the North Division matchup of Ottawa versus Montreal. Alright, Ottawa won this one 4-0. At 3:03 of the first, Artem Zub gets his 3rd of the year from Batherson and Stützle. At 13:12, Batherson gets his 14th goal of the year from Brady Tkachuk and Josh Norris. At 15:26 of the third, Batherson will get his 2nd goal of the game, 3rd point of the game. His 15th of the year on the power play from Tkachuk and Norris again. Then at 15:45 of the third, Nikita Zaitsev will get his 2nd from Shane Pinto. And that was Shane Pinto's 1st career assist and point. Congratulations to him. Giving us our final score, 4-0, Ottawa winning. Montreal has not been playing well lately. It seems like they've been real hit and miss. They did get Carey Price back tonight, but as you can see from the numbers down there, he didn't do great in his first game back. He wasn't super busy, but he didn't do great. Alright, so Montreal outshot Ottawa 23-15. Face-offs 54-46 in favor of Ottawa. Ottawa 1 for 4 on the power play. Montreal 0 for 4. 8 penalty minutes each. Montreal out-hit them 36-17. That's one category I gotta say, it's rare to see Ottawa actually lose, is the hits category. So that one's interesting. Blocks were 19-11 in favor of Ottawa. And giveaways 18-10 in favor of Ottawa. Matt Murray had a 23-save shutout for Ottawa. And Carey Price 11 saves, 786 save percentage in the loss. Like I said, it's probably just because first game back, he hasn't played in a little bit. Hopefully he can get this figured out pretty quick, but not a great first game back. So hopefully next time around he'll do better. Alright, St. Louis versus Arizona. This right here should be a wow. This should be a interesting series between these two because this is literally a battle for that last playoff spot in the West. So, because right now St. Louis is ahead of Arizona by 1 or 2? 2 points. They're ahead of them by 2 points. So let's see how this one went. And Arizona ties them, but I think they don't have the tiebreaker. So I think St. Louis is still in the playoffs technically. I think. I have to look at that one. But Arizona tied them today. 3-2. Arizona with a victory in regulation. That's the worst part. St. Louis needed to take this to overtime. They did not. Minute 23 into the first, Sammy Blais gets his 6th from Perron and Parenko. 8:14 in the first, Bozak gets his 3rd on the power play from Mike Hoffman and Vince Dunn, giving us 2-0 score at that point at the end of the first. St. Louis is riding high, and they drop right in quick. Minute 41 into the second, Alex Goligoski gets his 2nd of the year from Schmaltz and Garland. At 10:34, Arizona ties it. Clayton Keller's 13th on the power play from Ekman Larson and Christian Dvorak. At the 4-minute mark of the third, Michael Bunting gets the game-winning goal, his 7th of the year from Jacob Chikrin. Sorry, I'm used to saying Jakob with that one. But Jacob Chikrin and Christian Fischer. Alright. Arizona outshot St. Louis 29-22. St. Louis beat them on the face-off dot 57-43. St. Louis 1 for 1 on the power play. Arizona 1 for 3. Penalty minutes were 6-2. St. Louis was 6. Hits were 30-17 in favor of St. Louis. Blocks 24-11 in favor of Arizona. And giveaways 7-5. St. Louis was 7. Binnington had 26 saves, 897 save percentage and loss. And Kemper 20 saves, 909 save percentage for the victory. And Kemper is back in lineup, by the way. I just realized that. Edmonton versus Winnipeg. I don't know why I drew a blank on that. Sorry. I was stuck on the Maple Leaf in the center. I'm like, this isn't the Maple Leafs. What is this? Winnipeg. Sorry. I still like their old symbol much better than this current one. I know they can't use it much, if at all, but I like the old one. All right. Edmonton wins this one 3-0. So no scoring in the first. Second period. 12 minutes in. Tyson Barrie gets what would end up being the game-winning goal. His 6th of the year from Connor McDavid and Kyler Yamamoto. That 6:37 of the third, Jesse Puljujarvi gets his 10th of the year. I believe that's a career high. From McDavid and Draisaitl. Draisaitl hitting the 40 assist mark. Then 12:57, Alex Chiasson gets his 7th of the year on the power play from Barrie and Draisaitl. So McDavid is close to that 50 assist mark on the year. That'd be a very good offensive year, even though there have been some stretches where it seems like they could not score at all. But still having a good year. Well, he's basically the offensive driver, him and Draisaitl, so yeah, not surprising. Alright, Winnipeg outshot Edmonton 26-25. They beat him in the faceoff dot as well, 57-43. But here's where they got killed. Power play was 2 for 6 for Edmonton and 0 for 3 for Winnipeg. Penalty minutes were 12-6, Winnipeg with 12. Hits were 43-30 in favor of Winnipeg. Blocks 17-12 in favor of Winnipeg. Giveaways 12-9. Edmonton with 12. Mike Smith had a 26 save shutout for the victory, and Hellebuck 22 saves, 880 save percentage in the loss. As you can tell so far, this is going to be a heavy shutout night. A lot of goalies had shutouts tonight. And Winnipeg got some good news. They should have Blake Wheeler back soon. He did not play tonight, but he should be back soon. He got clearance from his head injury, so that's good news. They'll be getting him back. All right, Nashville versus Carolina. Ooh, Carolina hands Nashville a loss when they're going for that playoff spot, or when they have that playoff spot, trying to maintain it. Sorry. Hurricanes beat them 3-1. So the scoring started 18-18 into the first. Jacob Slavin gets his 2nd of the year from Morgan Geekie and Steven Lorentz. Excuse me. Then in the second period, 11:36 into the second, Roman Josi will get his 6th unassisted, tying the game at that point. Then in the third period, the newly acquired Yanni Hakanpää, I'm still sad the Ducks traded him. I liked him. Gets his first goal of the season at 8:55 into the third and first as a Hurricane from Vincent Trocheck. That would end up being the game-winning goal right there. 18:09 into the third, Andrei Svechnikov gets his 12th of the year from Sebastian Aho and Dougie Hamilton. All right. Carolina outshot Nashville 48-28. Doubled them up, literally. They also won the faceoff dot 55-45. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play, 4 penalty minutes each. Nashville out-hit them 30-28. Blocks were 20-17 in favor of Nashville, and giveaways 15-13, Nashville with 15. Saros had 45 saves, 957 save percentage in the loss. And Nedeljkovic, sorry, I always mess that one up. 27 saves, 964 save percentage in the victory. All right, on to Florida versus Tampa, the Battle of Florida. And yes, that does happen in hockey. 5-3, Florida wins this one. They get a much-needed win. They've been on a bit of a drought lately. 8:41 to the first. Brandon Montour 6 from Sam Bennett. Hey, Sam Bennett getting a point there. And Brandon Montour's first goal as a Florida Panther. 12:31 into the first. Alexander Barkov's 19th from Patrick Hornquist and Nikita Gusev. Yes, that is Nikita Gusev, the guy who had his contract terminated by New Jersey Devils on the trade deadline day, and he signed immediately with Florida. I forgot to mention that in the trade deadline video, so I'm sorry about that. But his first point as a Florida Panther. Then at 13:40 of the first, Braden Point would get one back for Tampa. His 18th of the year from Alex Barry-Boulet and Mikhail Sergachev. At 19:52, Florida wiped that out. Jonathan Huberdeau would return the 2-goal lead, his 15th from Marcus Nudavara and Sam Bennett again. Then at 17:34 of the second, Frank Vetrano would make it 4-1, his 15th of the year unassisted. Then at 19:15 of the second, Eric Chernak's 13th from Blake Coleman and Victor Hedman. Then at minute 53 into the third, it'd be a 1-goal game. Matthew Joseph would get his 11th from Victor Hedman and Braden Point. Then an empty net goal at 19:10 of the third, Anthony Duclair's 6th from Radko Gudas. I forgot the S on that. But there you go, 5-3, Florida with the much-needed victory. And Tampa seems to be on a bit of a downturn of late. They just can't seem to stop goals anymore. Florida outshot Tampa 32-21. Tampa beat them in the faceoff dot 57-43. Florida was 1 for 3 on the power play. Tampa 0 for 2. Penalty minutes 6-4. Tampa was 6. Hits were 25-22 in favor of Tampa. Blocks 14-9 in favor of Florida. Giveaways 4-2. Tampa with 4. Bobrovsky had 28 saves, 903 save percentage for the victory. And Vasilevsky 27 saves, 871 save percentage in the loss. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Tampa does, because as of right now, there's still no word on if Steven Stamkos has a long-term injury or if it's a short-term injury. But they did say it's not related to his core muscle injury from last year that he had surgery on in the offseason. So that's good news. But if it's long-term injury, are we going to see Nikita Kucherov show up finally saying, oh, hey, look at that, he's magically healthy. Oh, we're not circumventing the cap at all. We're going to see if that's what it is, or we'll see. Because ever since he got hurt, they've been kind of, they have not been great since he got injured. So we'll see how this works out. All right, Chicago versus Detroit. Chicago wins this one 4-0. Patrick Kane opens the scoring at 19:39 with what would end up being the game-winning goal. His 15th of the year from Vinny Hinostroza. Then at 12:40 of the second, Alex DeBrincat would get his 22nd from Brandon Hagel and Connor Murphy. Then at 1:16 of the third, Wyatt Kalinick. I'm going to say Kalinick. I like the sound of that. His second of the year from Hinostroza and Kane. Then 15:27 of the third, Pius Suter from Hinostroza. Giving you 4-0, Chicago with the needed 2 points. Shots on goal were 29-26 in favor of Detroit. Detroit beat them in the faceoff dot as well, 55-45. Chicago 0 for 2 on the power play. Detroit 0 for 6. Penalty minutes 12-4, 12 for Chicago. Hits were 15-11 in favor of Chicago. Blocks 15-12 in favor of Chicago. Giveaways 14-4. Detroit with 14. Malcolm Subban with the 29 save shutout for the victory, and Jonathan Bernier 23 saves, 885 save percentage in the loss. On to San Jose versus Minnesota. Minnesota wins this one 5-2, completing the sweep of San Jose after being swept by San Jose last time around in San Jose, so returning the favor there. Alright, San Jose started the scoring at 12:02 of the first. Brent Burns' 6th of the year from Rudolph Balcers and Tomas Hertl. Then at 14:35 of the first, Matt Zuccarello would tie it, his 10th of the year on the power play from Marcus Johansson and Ryan Hartman. Then at 15:11, less than a minute later, Joel Eriksson-Ek would get his 14th from Jordan Greenway and Marcus Foligno. Then at 15:47, still once again less than a minute later, Zach Parise's 7th from Jonas Brodin and Nick Bonino. So in that 2-minute 12-second span, San Jose lost this game. Then a minute 14 into the second, Kirill Kaprizov gets his 17th from Zuccarello. Then 19-11, Nico Sturm from Carson Soucy. And I forgot to mention, Nick the Shark Killer Bonino got another assist in this game. At 17:45 of the third, Joel Shellman gets his first goal of the year for San Jose from Kevin LeBanc and Ryan Donato. So Donato and Burns, the two former Minnesota Wild players, got points tonight. So there you go. 5-2, Minnesota gained the needed 2 points to keep pace and make sure they aren't going to be passed. I don't think they would at this point, but doesn't hurt to get points to make sure of that. But San Jose remaining 4 points back of the playoff spot. Alright, the shots were even 28 each. San Jose won the face-off dot 58-42. Power plays were 0 for 2 for San Jose, 1 for 4 for Minnesota. Penalty minutes 8-4, San Jose with 8. Hits were 22-17 in favor of San Jose. Blocks 11-10 in favor of San Jose. And giveaways 10-2, Minnesota with 10. Martin Jones had a 19 save, 792 save percentage game going before being pulled for Cornage, his 4 saves and 1,000 save percentage in the third period. Yeah, he played the whole third period, faced 4 shots. Kakinen for Minnesota, 26 saves, 929 save percentage for the victory. And our last game of the evening, Columbus versus Dallas. Ooh, Dallas wins this one 5-1. Gaining ground on that playoff spot again. Alright, Columbus started off well. 6:06 into the game, they started scoring. Vladislav Gavrikov got his second of the year from Oliver Bjorkstrand and Cam Atkinson. Then at 12:35 of the first, Dallas would begin winning at that point. Well, their second period is when they really won this one. But they tied the game at 12:35 of the first. Jamie Benn's 9th from John Klingberg. Then at 10:10 of the second, Dennis Garyanov's 9th from Jamie Benn. Then at 13:14, Joe Pavelski's 18th of the year from Jason Robertson and Esa Lindell. At 13:34, so 20 seconds after their previous goal, Klingberg got his 7th from Robertson and Rupe Hintz. Then at 16:40 of the second, Esa Lindell gets his 5th from Hintz and Pavelski. There you go, 5-1, your final score. Dallas with the 2 points. Dallas outshot Columbus 32-22. Faceoffs were 64-36 in favor of Dallas. Power play 0 for 1 for Columbus, 0 for 3 for Dallas. Opponent minutes 18-4, Columbus with 18. Hits were 21-16 in favor of Columbus. Blocks 16-13 in favor of Columbus, and giveaways 14-10, Columbus with 14. Jonas Korpisalo had 12 saves, 750 save percentage for what would end up being a loss for him. And Merzlikins 15 saves, 938 save percentage in relief. Ottinger for Dallas had 21 saves, 955 save percentage for the victory. And there you go. That is all the games for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button also if you subscribe. Other than that, I will see you all next video. Make sure to comment and share. I forgot to say that. So if you comment, let me know what you think of the games. Let me know what you think of everything in general in the league right now. Whatever you want to talk about hockey related. Alright, I'll see you all next video. Bye everybody.